I think sometimes parents want to like wade into this carefully. This life schooling, maybe they kind of have their curriculum set since we're kind of at the beginning of the year, and they're trying to make it work, but then they listen to this podcast or they're watching it and say, that has a lot of good concepts to it. Maybe I want to try this part-time, or use the curriculum I have, maybe intermixed. Do you have any suggestions for them on how they could possibly kind of try it out without jumping in with both feet?
Well, if you haven't bought a whole curriculum, a lot of times they will send you a sample so you can see whether or not it's something that you and your family would benefit from. And sometimes they'll even have like little downloaded sheets. I think Sunlight Curriculum does that. I'm pretty sure. I think we got a sample of My Father's World before we got it. Just to see if it was something that would be helpful to us and beneficial. We also delved into, Rod and Staff for a few. Yeah. And then timeforlearning.com, you're able to see before you get in kind of what you're expecting from them. So I would say look for samples, look for papers that come from there. Maybe some of the homeschool co-ops that are around you might have, book sales that you can go take a look at the information before you commit. And sometimes you'll find that it'll work for a little while and then it'll not work anymore. Because for instance, my son, once he'd learned a thing, he wouldn't want to repeat it. Yeah. So if there was My Father's World was a waste of money halfway, only because if I had known it repeated itself so much beforehand, we might not have bought the entire curriculum. We would have bought what we needed. And that was, his first year of actual, he's on the books homeschooling. Yeah. So, I would have picked and chosen kind of better what it was that we needed, knowing that he doesn't like to repeat himself. Once he's got a concept, he wants to move on. So those are things you take into account for your children's personality style and the way that they like to learn. Some are more tactile learners. They'd like to have things in their hands to learn with. So they'd want more manipulatives than maybe Rod and Staff might have, because Rod and Staff is a very literature heavy and writing heavy curriculum. It's a very, very good curriculum. It's very thorough, but it's only for those kids that really enjoy reading and wanting to learn from that type of environment. If your kid is like my son was, that's not going to work for very long. He'll be in it, but he won't finish it. Yeah. So, and you can't be, you can't marry yourself to finishing. The rule that we've always advised, if we can get 80% through what we would like to get through for the curriculum in that year, 80% is good enough. As long as they have built up enough knowledge of the concepts and have a mastery for themselves at the level that we're trying to get to, that also coincides with how they learn as personality wise, then that's good enough for us. And that's how we did any type of curriculum that we added in. So a lot of books you'll see, like workbooks, they'll start repeating, or he'll have already surpassed that concept, even just extrapolating whatever he needed to know from before. And he's already, so we just put that book to the side and wait and see if he comes back to it. And if he doesn't, we don't have a fit. And we're doing the same thing for my daughter, who likes the accomplishment. She likes to finish the thing and have an A+ and whatever. And we're not heavy on grades. We never really gave my son grades, but that's something she needs. So therefore we give what she needs as far as the grades go. So those are things to take into account for each child. Some children are, more bound by accomplishments and achievements, where other children just don't care so much about that, except for if they feel accomplished by themselves.